All right, everybody in the country is talking about this. Chrystia Freeland, CTV News reports, will become this country's first female finance minister, replacing Bill Morneau, who stepped down last night. Freeland will also reportedly keep her role as deputy prime minister, and all this is happening during one of the worst economic crises our country has ever faced. So what do you think?
Oh boy, I think politics is a tough and sometimes dirty game. I think anybody who watches politics with any degree of bipartisanship understands that when the We controversy hit, somebody was going to have to pay a price. And I don't think that there's an appetite, at least I don't have an appetite for an election right now. And so I think that this was probably inevitable. Having said that, I read something last night. I think it was a former advisor to Prime Minister Trudeau, Gerald Butts. He actually tweeted, "Liberals are more lethal to liberals than are any competing partisans." And then he wrote, "Friendly advice to former colleagues: knock it off unless you miss losing." So this is one of those interesting things where sometimes within a party, it can be the most acrimonious relationship, let alone anybody from the outside. So I think the writing was on the wall. Sadly, do I think this is an existential crisis for our government right now? No, we have bigger problems right now, which is the pandemic. Personally, I'm really excited about Chrystia Freeland. She's only been in politics for 7 years. And she has probably one of the finest abilities to be able to do any job that she is given, any portfolio, to the best of her ability. I'm really excited about where she's going to go because we need somebody strong in this position now.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, there are no surprises here. There was going to be a change. It was just a matter of how it played out. And I will say, when you look at the order of things, there was a reason that Bill Morneau resigned after the markets closed yesterday, because news like that affects markets in a big way. And here we are, 13, 14 hours later, and Chrystia Freeland has been named finance minister. So, that has to happen too, because it's about stability. And speaking of stability, Mel, I agree with you. Chrystia Freeland is, the woman they call Ms. Fix-It, because she does that. She handles things well. She is well respected. She is more than capable, and she helps right the ship. And that's what was necessary right now. So absolutely no surprises.
Gaten on Facebook says, Chrystia Freeland's workload is way too big. She will burn out. She can be finance minister, but should give up the deputy position. Nobody at all. And I get it, but we are talking about a human who was a Rhodes Scholar, a journalist, the Minister of International Trade, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and she is currently the Minister of Intergovernmental and the Deputy Prime Minister. She speaks Russian, Ukrainian, Italian. She bikes to work. So if anyone can do it all, I kind of feel like Ms. Freeland has it. The question is more like, what can't she do? And I'm secretly hoping that she adds prime minister to her resume eventually.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned prime minister, Jess, because if Gaetan is talking about nobody can do it all, that's essentially a world leader's job. When you run a country, you have to do it all.
Yeah.
And so this is, you are in charge of all the departments. You appoint people to run them, on behalf, but about is whether or not she can do the job, but if this is training for her to them on. I think this is an amazing training opportunity. That said, here are the things I am a little bit worried about. Not her competence, not her reliability. She is clearly, as Marcy said, the Liberal Party's go-to to fix things, to clean things up, typically when men screw up. As is, if there's anyone positioned to multitask, typically it's women, because what do women do from the home and outside? But do they get credit for it? So here is Chrystia Freeland once again being called upon to clean up some messes, to be the stabilizer, to be the good news story after weeks of bad news. Will she be properly credited and applauded and celebrated for it? Of course, I'm not saying she should go out and seek it and to be like, hey, remember what I did? But I kind of want us to keep that in mind in 6 months, in a year, for us to be like, oh, yeah, remember when Chrystia Freeland was the one. And I really hope it's not a case of a woman silently taking this on and not getting the rewards for it.